open, let it be messy, and then let someone tell you that's wrong, because it's a vulnerability to it. You have to sort of. It's a weird exploration. It's much like being a painter, I think, What do you do? You don't come in and go, today I will paint a masterpiece. Yesterday wasn't a masterpiece, but today I'm really going to paint a masterpiece. You don't do that. You just sort of go, I'm going to let the brush take me where it wants to go. And you find a way of expressing yourself, and it does that, Make sense?
So you've been teaching in Kingdom.
Yeah.
How did you get into teaching? Or?
I had not a lot of other work on, to be honest, and I hadn't thought of myself as a teacher, and someone suggested to me, do you want to teach? He was another teacher at Kingdom. And I said, okay. And I found that I liked it. I like it, and I find it frustrating in equal measure, because everybody wants to know the path to being good, and the problem is, there isn't one, particularly. I can maybe give you some technical tips, I can maybe give you some hints, I can maybe be your guide on the journey, but I can't teach you to paint like Picasso, because it's not how it works. You're an artist, I can help you, guide you towards a degree, I can guide you towards your artisticness, but there are also some people in those classrooms who will never ever be actors, and they don't have the access to it, and they're not actors, and it's so clear they're not actors, and that is really hard. That's really fucking hard, because you're sat there going, well, I don't really know how to work with those people and what to say to them, and but so it's equally frustrating. I mean, I do really like it and I find it rewarding, but I wish I could my process is so instinctive and non-mental that I just really want. It's hard to convey that to some people. I wish I could convey to you. First you do this, then you do this, then you do this, then you'll have a great performance. Yeah. And people want that. And the truth is, it's not really like that. And also, different things will click for different people. Your process will be completely different depending on who you are. And that's hard. That's hard as well. So hopefully what I try and get into there is try and work out how you're working and light a bit of a fire in you and make you understand that I see how you're working, and at the same time tell you things you don't want to hear, because there's no point just patting you on the back, and that's incredibly hard. Incredibly hard, and it's draining. I find it really draining. I used to teach 2 classes in a day, and it's just too much. By the end of it, I'm shocked, because I'm trying to get inside people and always say, and it's not like teaching A-level physics, Teaching artists to be artists, especially when some of them aren't artists, is difficult.
I'm teaching dance, so that's why I'm trying to...
You're teaching dance at the moment? Yeah. It's the hardest thing in the world, because, especially if you're doing teaching in front of a group, is that part of it I'm teaching you about the scene, and part of it I'm using demonstrative points. Most of the time I don't know as well. Any teacher worth their salt doesn't know. It's okay to not know. It's okay to take your time and go, I don't know if that was good or not. I like this, I like that, there's no... it's very, I think we're still going, yeah. It's really hard. It's really, really hard. And you have to keep your heart open as well. And people want the answer from you. Because I wanted the answer from people. And I was like, give me the answer, make me better. And the truth is that you're the only one that's going to make you better. I might say the one thing that clicks with you, but that'll be chance, because that thing won't click with anybody else. So I have to say the same thing in many, many different ways. And there are certain technical things, quick, fast, pacey, things like that. Don't hesitate. Look, I can give you technical stuff. But ultimately, your capacity to think yourself into the heart of another person is not something I can teach you. That's like saying to someone, teach me how to love. I can't do that. I can't teach me how to be in love. I have this new partner, I want to be in love with him. Teach me how to be in love. What can you say? What can you say? Yes, don't be a dick. There are certain things that you can't say you don't do, but ultimately, the path of the heart, which is the path of the performer and the path of the actor, is a path you walk on your own. And if your heart is closed, then it's going to be hard to do. It's quite there are much harder jobs, but you're kind of like an emotional athlete if you do it properly. And just like athletes have tired bodies, teachers have tired emotions, and and actors will have tired emotions at the end of the day. Were you ever in a class with I'm just going to pause this for you because I don't want to put this on tape. What's next?
Okay. When did you start teaching exactly?
About 2 years ago. 2.5, 3 years ago, yeah. And now
How did you find it? Like, how did you balance it with acting? And
it's on a Sunday. I didn't have a lot of work going on in my life at the moment. Now that I'm doing 8 shows a week, I don't teach on a Sunday as well. Kingdom's the only place I taught groups. I teach one-on-one quite a lot. I did quite a lot of sessions now. And I like that. But what I prefer is someone to bring me a speech, and I'll work with them on it. And that's how I think you learn. Prep something, come and bring it to me, we'll work on it. Prep something again, come and bring it to me, we'll work on it. Prep something. I can't teach acting in isolation. I can't have you come there. I mean, there are some exercises we can do, and they're fun, and they're great, and they're terrific. But generally, where I'm a better teacher, where I kind of excel is on text. Show me a text, I'll tell you what you've missed in it, and I'll help you to access. I want you to be able to look at a text and understand what it means. So,
did teaching influence in some way the
acting?
Yes.
Yeah, it made me think. I was getting a bit lazy, so teaching helped me realise the amount of work you have to do, but the right kind of work, not the wrong kind of work. And it's very easy to get complacent when you're in a career because no one's challenging you anymore on developing yourself. And you sometimes pull out the same old stuff. So.
Because no one will let me.
Yeah.
I can't look at so I'm getting a gold guinea pig. You can get this Irish cat.
Have you ever tried I know maybe I think it's true you're working as a voice coach?
Yeah.
My mum's driving it.
When did you start doing that?
Around the same time as the teaching. Voice is something I've always been good at, and I've worked under some of the best voice coaches in the world. Patsy Rodenberg, Cicely Berry. I've had really good training in it. And
can you say his name again?
yeah, Patsy Rodenberg. That's a woman, and Cicely Berry, CICELYBERRY. She was head of voice at the RSC for many years, the Royal Shakespeare Company. Patsy Rodenberg was head of voice at the National Theatre for a long time and at Guildhall. And for me, voice is about being your best self, releasing your own voice. So I love, the voice class is probably my favourite class to teach, and it's the one that everybody loves as well, because it's so practical, and it pulls, and people are just like, whoa, I feel different from doing it, which is always the best way to teach. Yeah, all that pushing the wall stuff. I mean, if I have a weakness as a teacher, it's I like to talk too much, and that's the least productive way to teach. It's much better to get you to teach, but I just talk a little too much. And the voice class I talk less, which I think is why it's most successful. I just take you through it all the time. How much have you got here? You have about half an hour, so that's good.
Okay. So, what do you think about commercial theatre, like all these performances going on in Western, like Matilda,
It's great. We're in the entertainment industry.
Yeah.
There's nothing we do that isn't to entertain people. Sometimes that entertainment industry is more serious, and and sometimes it's less serious. But I don't view a distinction between real art and commerce. I don't. It's always been the way. Shakespeare wrote plays that were performed to make money. He wasn't subsidized. If his plays didn't make money or weren't popular, he wouldn't have been a successful playwright. The Sistine Chapel was commissioned by Michelangelo by a pope to celebrate. There's always been a thing with art and commerce. So if I got a job in Matilda, it would be great. It's always about the material, and there's no, you can have as much fun playing Hamlet as you can playing Iron Man. They're not two different parts to me. You've just got to. It's all the same process. So I don't think there's a distinction. And also, at the end of the day, the reason we do this is because people will pay us to watch it. We're not, and they're going to pay us to watch it as part of entertainment. You know, there's nothing more to it than that. We're part of the entertainment industry. And yes, there's a role of art in a culture that's over and above entertainment, but that role doesn't exist if we play to empty rooms.
So, what would you advise to the students, like myself, other ones that you teach?
And lots of different things. I love Charles Bukowski's maxim: find what you love and let it kill you. You know, which is that find the things. If you're not passionate about this, you're passionate about something else, go do that. Because in your 20s you can do that. You don't ignore a passion. Don't ignore a passion, and if you have a passion, follow it to the ends of the earth. Which means that if you truly love acting, go and watch as many shows as your budget will allow. Download as many films as you're allowed. I always used to say the same thing. Get a list of the Oscar films or the Indie Spirit nominations. Watch every film. And I always say, when you say watch every film, don't just watch. I used to ask people at the beginning of every class, what have we been watching last week? And some people would say I was watching Hangover Part 3 or I was watching Prison Break, and that's fine if you love it. But you have to work out what is supposed to be the good stuff if you love it. You know what I mean? If you want to be a cook, and I say, okay, where's everybody eating this week? And they go, McDonald's, Burger King, you're going to laugh in their faces. If you want to be a cook, find out what the best chefs are doing and find out what, see if you can taste it. And if you can't taste it, read about it. Find as much as you can about it. Have you seen the performance that won the Best Actor Oscar last year? And if not, why not? Or at least, see people, let it absorb as much of the work as you possibly can. And then do as much of it as you possibly can. Even if you just have a thing where you're... I'm all right for the moment, thanks. Yeah, it's great. Maybe just the bill, please. Would be great. Yeah. There always people go, oh, I can't afford class, I can't afford this, I can't afford that. No excuse. Get two friends together and say, I'm going to learn a speech, you're going to learn a speech, we're going to do it to each other, and we'll do one every 2 weeks. And meet up and do it. You have to keep doing it. You have to keep doing it and keep watching it. That's the answer. Thank you very much. I'll just pull my card out. That's what you have to do. Keep doing it, keep watching it. Don't worry, I just want to clear, we don't have to run, I just want to clear this so it's done. Thank you. That's really, I say that to so many people, I say it all the time. Everybody nods, nobody does it. I say you can see these shows for £5 a pop. Does anybody go? No, they don't. That's the thing, go and see everything you can. Otherwise, there are very few people I've met on film sets who don't have a passion for film at some stage. There'll be people, I would say, what's your favourite film in Kingdom? And they go, I don't really watch films. Theatre? I don't really watch theatre. And I want to say, what are you doing in my class? Because there's nobody on a film set, on a television set, or in a theatre room who isn't going to the theatre. At my level, at a high level, there's no one who isn't, on some level, passionate about it. It doesn't exist.